You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista Rustburg getting ready to get underway here in a bit. Altavista dressed in the road orange tonight, black striping down the side. Rustburg in the home white with red and black striping down the side. Numeral and back for the Colonels in white, outlined in black. Altavista on the front, written in white, outlined in black. Numeral centered beneath. But Kyle, before I get too fashion conscious here, you've got some lineups that you'd like to share.
Yeah, let's talk about the starting lineups here in our last segment of the Subway pregame show. For the home team, the Rustburg Red Devils, they're going to go with number 2, Matt Kimball, a junior. Number 5, Darius Logan, senior. Number 15, Cam Long, another senior. Number 42, Jordan Lawhorn. And
Trajan Pilcher.
Trajan Pilcher.
21.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find it there amongst my scattering of papers here. I can find the Altavista starters, though. I'm going to go with the same ones they did last night. Number 1, Michi Malback, sophomore. Number 2, Juan Thornhill, another sophomore. Another sophomore, number 10, Darius Johnson. Eric Poindexter, number 24, he's a senior. And a junior, number 12, Richard Hubbard. Don't forget about our starting lineup, Bob.
I was going to let you take care of that.
Our wonderful sponsors. This game wouldn't be possible without their support. English is your complete home center. See them for Atrium Vinyl Windows. First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. Apple Markets. Check out the weekly specials at all 3 Altavista area locations. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving family since 1905. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Feller Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. And El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, voted best Mexican restaurant by their customers. Of course, streaming online audio at kdcountry.com, brought to you by the Walmart in Altavista. Save money, live better. Walmart. Bob, I think we're all set to go.
Rustburg will be dressed in the white, like I mentioned, red stripe down the side of the jersey and the pants, numeral in red on the back, outlined in black. Rustburg written on the front in red, outlined in black. Numeral beneath is centered, same color pattern. Darius Johnson's going to jump it up with Rustburg's number 15, Cam Long. And Altavista controls, they will go away from us or to the right on your radio dial. Rustburg will be coming towards us or to the left on your radio dial as you see fit. Michi Malback in the corner on the right side. Malback brings it out with the left hand. Over to Darius Johnson. Johnson finds Richard Hubbard. Around the horn it goes. Thornhill, left wing. Thornhill drives in, pitches back to Hubbard. Hubbard has to reach back for it and maintains the dribble. 30 seconds in, Altavista has not attempted a shot. Rustburg hasn't had the ball. Thornhill drives in all the way to the rack, lays it up and hits it in off the window. 2-0 Colonels.
Good job by Juan Thornhill to stay patient there. They broke down the defense. They got 2 points as a reward. And, Bob, don't forget we are courtside tonight, so we're in the splash zone. You're a little bit closer than I am, so.
And you know how gun-shy I get.
I know. We can borrow a face mask from Mike Sharness.
Rustburg drives in. No face masks needed for Jordan Lawhorn. Jr. lays in 2 off the window with the right hand, and we're all square at 2. Good crowd for a Saturday evening game. I mean, not packed to capacity, but, you know, Saturday, a lot of people, I think, sometimes either forget about high school basketball or just like, I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah, there's a lot of other options on a Saturday night, but this is a good one, and we're glad you're tuned in with us.
Malback bounce pass over to Poindexter. No matter where you are, if you're in Altavista or if you're a little farther away, we appreciate your patronage as Eric Poindexter goes over and back, and the basketball is going to turn it back to the Red Devils. And substitution already for Rustburg. It's going to be Christoph Roeder, number 32, the senior.
Yeah,
Rustburg's got some good size.
They do. They've got some bodies, and they're playing pretty good defense early. Trajan Pilcher was the one that really forced Eric Poindexter to go back court there.
Pilcher with the rock. Gives it up to Logan. Logan puts it on the floor with his right side to Roeder. Roeder tries to go to Pilcher. Pilcher fell down, but the last touch is going to go off of Altavista. 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. 2-2. Rustburg will inbound. Pilcher to do the honors. Gets it in to Logan. Logan finds Kimball, who got loose, and Kimball lays it up, but it won't rattle down. Rebound by Pilcher. He sticks it up. That won't fall. Darius Johnson grabs it off the rim, and Altavista will go the other way. Thornhill to the free throw line, drives and falls. Kimball comes away with it. Kimball all the way, leaves it behind the back. Kind of more of an over the head. First shot didn't go by long, but Logan's follow does go, and the senior puts Rustburg in front 4-2 with 5:40 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Red Devils really getting to the glass, Bob, and their defense has been outstanding so far. Really, Altavista's just had the one shot that Thornhill made, the layup. Other than that, Colonels can't get a whole lot going when they've got the ball.
Nice pass by Kimball as he kind of went over the shoulder with a no-look. And now Thornhill has it. Darius pops out. Right side to Poindexter. Colonel's keeping it beyond the arc.
The pass was unconventional like yourself, Bob.
Poindexter with it. He's got Michi in the corner. He'll go to him. Left side. Michi finds Johnson. And Johnson gets the assist from Malbeck, and Johnson's little soft jumper from the left block will earn him an extra shot at the stripe.
Yeah, again, Altavista staying patient early. Really some great defense from Rustburg. But the Colonels, like I said, staying patient, moving the basketball. A lot of ball moving. They get it down in the corner. And that really opens up the court because that gives Darius Johnson some room to work. And he scores the two-pointer and makes the free throw. So it's the old three-point play. Colonels lead 5-4. 5:07 to go in the Apple Market first quarter, Bob.
You heard Mike Carlero talk about it in the pregame of it really is going to be interesting because this is the third game in 4 days. You got to figure out how the legs are and where they are.
And then you've only got a few days till you got Dan River Tuesday.
I think Mike Carlero wants to worry about this one before worrying about the Mountain on Tuesday. McClure, he's in the game, gets it over to Thornhill. Now Michi. Hubbard with it. Hubbard will fire from three. Hubbard can't get to go. Rebounded by Rustburg. Rustburg facing some pressure in the backcourt. Johnson will now back off as Logan gets it across over to Kimball. Now Long in the corner, brings it up to the free throw line behind the back to Kimball. Kimball fires a three, and it's good. I'll tell you, Matt Kimball has been around now only as a junior, so for 3 years, but it seems like he's the eighth-year player because it just seems like Matt Kimball is always there. Of course, had a brother, Tim Kimball, a very big man, skilled big man for the Red Devils.
Yeah, they played together when Matt was a freshman, and that's when we saw him sort of make a splash on one of our broadcasts. Nice three-pointer there and a great behind-the-back pass to get it to him.
Not in the splash zone, though. Hubbard's pass, a little errant. Rustburg will take it away. Pilcher comes down, leaves it for Logan, and Logan's going to get fouled. Fouls on Michi. It's the first on Malbeck. First on Altavista. Rustburg has one foul, too. Board not flashing them up tonight, so either we're going to have to pay attention or listen to the soothing tones of Ron Carter.
I think I'd prefer
both are good options.
I think I'd prefer to listen to the soothing tones of Ron Carter, though, because you know how you and I are when it comes to paying attention. First free throw, no good for Logan.
Ron Carter and Clay Stanley really helping us out to help us get this broadcast on the air. We definitely appreciate their efforts. And always good to just see Ron Carter and Clay Stanley. Ron Carter, of course, was a athletic director at Appomattox for a few years, so he's not a stranger. 7-6.
8-5, you mean?
8-5, that too, sorry.
That's all right. I got the score wrong once in my life, so we'll give you one free pass tonight.
Hubbard over to Thornhill. Demetrius Johnson now in the game. Malbeck for three. Michi can't hit it. Johnson can't run down the rebound. Picked up by Cam Long. Now off to Logan. You know, Kimball, who started at the point guard his freshman year, hasn't brought the ball up as much on these first few plays. Pilcher's going to be fouled. The foul's going to go against McClure, I think.
Yeah, Jacob McClure trying to take his usual charge. Official thought maybe he was just a little bit late getting the feet set. Rustburg leading 8-5 in this first quarter, Bob. 3:28 to go in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Apple Markets of Altavista. 3 great locations, Main Street, Riverside, and the Gateway Minute Market. And with that, the first free throw is up and good by Pilcher.
9-5. Soft touch and release by Pilcher. Tyler Hendricks is going to check in, Kyle. He's only a freshman.
Brantley Shields not afraid to throw a young guy out there into the action. And I'm sure with good reason, too.
And this is Brantley's, third year?
I think you're right. Third year at Rustburg, yeah.
So, he's really the one, too, that threw Matt Kimball in at the point guard as a freshman. So they've grown together, 10-5. Rustburg in front. Demetrius pitches back out to Malbeck. Now over to Thornhill. Now to Malbeck. Malbeck's in the corner. Now to Juan on the right wing. Altavista hadn't played bad. They just haven't gotten many shots at the hole so far.
Yeah. The looks they have had have been okay. They've missed some three-pointers. They've made some close ones. You're going to get a foul away from the basketball here. Somebody fouled Demetrius Johnson.
It's on Roeder.
Yep. First foul for him, I suspect. Second on the team of Rustburg. And Rustburg's gone into a zone defense, Bob. That's going to slow the Colonels down even more. Not that Altavista can't score against the zone, just got to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, I don't think they mind the zone because that's when this guy can get hot. Hubbard can't hit that first one, though. Rebounded by Thornhill. Juan takes it back up. That'll bounce off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by the Red Devils. Kimball gives it up to Logan. Pilcher's going to pop out. Instead, it's going to go to Hendricks. Hendricks in the corner to Logan. Logan drives in, leaves it. Kimball, soft floater. It's going to go down, and the Red Devils extend their lead to 7. Kyle, they've scored the last 8.
Yeah, they got it in close. Kimball just floats in a little 5-footer there. Nice touch by him.
2:20 to go here in the first quarter of play. And a traveling call. It's going to give it back to the Colonels, or to the Red Devils, but it's going to be a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We will observe the stoppage as well. Rustburg 12, Altavista 5, 2:19 to go in the opening quarter.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
2:19 to go here in the opening quarter. Altavista trails by 7 in their own defense. Pilcher, guarded by Malbeck. Pilcher trying to cross over. Michi all over top of him. Now Pilcher throws it and could not be corralled by Jordan Lawhorn. And on the floor for Altavista right now, you've got number 1, Michi Ballback, number 2, Juan Thornhill, number 12, Richard Hubbard, number 30, Jacob McClure, and number 5, Demetrius Johnson. Johnson in the corner, way outside of Demetrius' preferred shooting range. Pitches back to Malbeck up top. Michi to the right of the free throw circle, throws it back to Johnson. Now over to Hubbard. Now McClure with it on the left wing. McClure brings it back with the right-hand dribble. McClure pitches back to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill drives in, and it's going to be fouled. Foul's going to go against Pilcher.
Yeah, well, that might be 2 for him, Bob. Hard to say. What do your unofficial statistics say? Just 1?
I don't know who picked up that very first one. So
okay.
If that's foul,
we're in the dark.
No, it's pretty light here in Rustburg Gymnasium.
Red Devils lead 12-5. Minute 38 seconds to play in the first quarter.
I'm going to guess it wasn't his second because I think a sub would have hit the table.
You might think.
That's going to be a foul on Lawhorn because he pretty much had Demetrius hugged to a degree, had both arms grabbed right there.
And Rustburg's gone into a man-to-man defense now, Bob, so they're changing it up. They're switching back and forth between the man and the zone. And, you know, I always say that's a good way to slow down a very productive offensive team, and I think the Colonels qualify as that so far this year.
Thornhill with the rock, controls it, dribble. Demetrius with the screen up high, pitches out to Malbeck. Malbeck, soft jumper, goes down from the right side, just outside the paint. And Altavista down trails 12-7.
Yeah, good offensive possession there. Nice assist from Juan Thornhill. He dribbled inside, broke down the defense a little bit, then kicked it out to Michi.
60 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Lawhorn cut. Can't save it. And neither can you.
Well, you tried to go for it, too.
I did not.
We both whiffed.
My try was, I had the alligator arm, but you went full extension.
Well, we do have a table in front of us. If I didn't have the table, I would have stepped out there and probably just picked it up, one dribble, shot it into the basket.
Tell you what, if Coach Trent's listening, he's very disappointed with you making all these excuses right now. Thornhill throws it across court to Richard Hubbard. Now over to Juan Thornhill. Hubbard swings in the corner. McClure will fire from 3, and it's down. And Jacob McClure has kind of been that spark plug for Altavista. When he can get a good play, the Colonels sort of get going. They trail 12-10.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we'll see Altavista really start to pick it up now as McClure hits the three-pointer. He's done that a lot this year. He's going to pick up a foul off the ball as he bumped his man trying to cut to the basket. That'll be Jacob's first.
No, that'll be Jacob's second.
Let's see. That's why I keep you here. And that's not good news if you're a Colonel fan, because you know how productive McClure has been so far this year, offensively and defensively.
According to my copious notes, it's 2, but as always, unofficial. That one's going the other way.
Yeah.
McClure goes down.
Yeah, he and Hendricks are having a little battle back and forth. That one's going to go against Hendricks.
Hendricks. Walker going to enter.
Hendricks obviously didn't like the fact that McClure fouled him earlier. Not an intentional foul or anything, but...
Thornhill gets it to Michi. 15 seconds to go out to this, and not a lot of time, but I think it might be a perfect amount of time for them, as the Colonels normally will start that set with about 5. Then now it's down to 5. Juan will move right. 4, 3. Johnson, Hubbard. Hubbard gets it to Walker, and Walker bump, and that's going to be a foul to end the quarter, but it's not going to really make a shot happen or anything like that because it was on the floor. Foul's called. We will take a timeout for the end of the first quarter. 12-10, Rustburg.
The game is brought to you by these members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, serving hometown pride with 18 flavors of milkshakes.
Comfort Inn in Altavista, outdoor pool, and free hot breakfast with your stay.
Steve's Florist, best quality at the best price for all occasions.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, authentic Mexican food, open 7 days a week.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, Main Street, Altavista.
Piece of Pie Restaurant, Lower Broad Street, Altavista. Give peace a chance.
China Walk Super Buffet, American and Chinese food with the newest item, crab.
Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
12-10, Rustburg at the end of 8 minutes of play. And we mentioned Troy Harris and the JV squad get a win tonight. They're back on track after a loss last night to the Appomattox Junior Varsity. And Coach Harris, don't really give him enough credit. We should, because, if Troy Harris is doing his job right, then Mike Cardlero's job gets easier in terms of he doesn't have to reteach. But if Troy Harris is not doing a good job, then Mike Cardlero's got to reteach, and we're all a mess. So Troy's doing a good job, because you look at the skill of the varsity kids, and they're ready to go by the time they get here.
I couldn't have said any better myself, Bob. I might have taken about 70 less words.
I took the long way around the parking lot, that's for sure. Kimball with the basketball on the floor for Altavista. Josh Walker, Demetrius Johnson, Juan Thornhill, Richard Hubbard, and Michi Malbeck. Rustburg with the rock. Pilcher drives in with the left hand in traffic, puts it up with the left, and gets it to go. That's an interesting, acrobatic, amazing shot by Pilcher.
They took some body contact, too, got it up towards the rim, and got a nice friendly bounce. 14-10, Red Devils lead, 7:22 remaining in the second quarter. Some people live in the past, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
They do. Demetrius Johnson spins, shot up, soft jumper goes down.
Yeah, the turnaround jumper there is effective for Demetrius Johnson.
14-12, Rustburg with it. Kimball on the far side will bring it up top with the dribble. Now back over to Kimball. Kimball can't get free of Richard Hubbard. Gives it up. Logan for 3. It's going to be short. Front iron rebound, Richard Hubbard. Down to Juan Thornhill. Altavista will push. Thornhill will kick it left to Malbeck. Malbeck catches. Opts not to shoot. Instead, we'll go back to Juan. Now back over to Michi. Now over to Josh Walker. Walker in that corner. Feeds back to Michi. Now over to Juan.
Rustburg's going back into the zone, Bob. That's why things are slowing down a little bit. Altavista trying to find an angle to attack it. How about a three-pointer from Josh Walker?
Bounces off the back iron. Kicks out, and Matt Kimball picks up the loose ball. And Rustburg has it. Logan over to Pilcher. 3, no good. Rebounded by Walker. Actually, that was long on the rebound. Now Walker has it. Gives it to Thornhill. Juan Pitches over to Michi. Ball back over to Hubbard. Now Johnson's going to be fouled, and the infraction is going to go against, is that 32 down there?
Yep.
Old eyes have a problem seeing that long. That's Roeder. That's his second.
Yeah, and it's the 7th team foul for Rustburg, so this is going to put Demetrius on the line for a 1-and-1. Comes pretty early in the second quarter. 5:51 remains.
Johnson knocks down the first. Halftime, we're going to hear from Dan Stevens, who knocked off Brookville the other night. I was over at Spencer Fieldhouse over at Heritage High School. And you heard Coach Jester's take on it last night during halftime. Try to be fair, Kyle. Give both sides.
I like that. We talked about the Seminole a little bit earlier, so why not hear from Coach Dan Stevens?
And we have a Seminole team playing tonight in Rustburg.
There you go.
Demetrius goes 1 of 2, 14-13. We'll see another Seminole team next Saturday. It'll be in Altavista. Brookville come to town. Foul away from the ball. It's on Demetrius. I think it's his first.
Yeah, it's going to be Altavista's 4th as a team, so they don't really have the same sort of foul trouble Rustburg has. Not that Rustburg is in foul trouble, but Altavista is shooting free throws from here on out to the end of this first half, and that really helps when you're down. Colonels trail by 1, 14-13.
Michi Malbeck, Juan Thornhill, Eric Poindexter, Darius Johnson, Josh Walker on the floor. Shot up by Rustburg. It's going to hit off the front iron. Juan Thornhill catches the carom. Thornhill drives and kicks it out to Poindexter. Eric with it over to Juan. Now Walker. He'll fire from long. No good. Rebounded by Rustburg. Here comes Kimball. Kimball on the right wing. Controls the dribble. Just gives a little toss over to Pilcher. And Brantley Shields would like a stoppage in play. We'll take it as well. 5:03 to go in quarter 2. 14-13 Rustburg here on KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Fellers Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Fellers Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
First half winding down. Well, not really. 5:03 left. That's still quite a bit of time for a lot of things to happen, Kyle.
You're just excited about the Subway halftime show, that's all.
I'm also excited about the Apple Market second quarter.
Absolutely. Check out the weekly specials all game long. Nick will tell you about them during our timeouts. And you almost get a steal here as Rustburg had a hard time getting it inbounds, Bob.
Darius Johnson almost had the theft. Now over to Rustburg. Logan pitches back. Kimball fires from 3. Dead on, no good. Rebounded by Walker. And, you know, we talk about old friends and seeing places that they've seen before, i.e. Josh Walker.
Yes, that's exactly right. Brother Chris in the crowd. He played here at Rustburg. We used to watch him play some very good basketball here.
Darius Johnson sticks in 2 from the right block. And it's 15-14. Altavista leads for the first time, I believe, since 5-4.
I think you're right. 15-14. It's a slim lead, but it is a lead nonetheless. Let's see if the Colonels give it up.
Rustburg drives in and trying to take the lead right back. Pilcher can't get that layup to fall down. You know, we talk about Altavista being young, but Rustburg's not a group of grizzled vets yet either.
Right. They don't have the same amount of sophomores that Altavista does.
Right.
But they don't have a whole bunch of senior leadership out there.
Well, but, you know, I would counter by saying when I said the experience, you know, you had Marshall Wood and Marcus Patrick last year who you could count on them for so much.
Right.
Other guys didn't have to. They just had to be supporting cast.
Right.
Now when you need other people to step up and star in the movie, it's a little different.
That's right. I remember my first starring role. It didn't go well. Didn't get released to DVD.
Yeah, wow, I thought it went straight. Poindexter with the basketball, left side. Eric, and his brother was quite a player here on the airwaves a few years ago. Mike Poindexter. Malbeck drives in, kicks it off. Thornhill tries to shovel it through. Walker picks it up, kicks out to Michi. Malbeck with it. 3:15 to go. Colonels up by a single point. Now Poindexter over to Walker. Walker gets it to Johnson. Pardon me.
It was Darius Johnson.
I had a brain cramp right there.
I understand. Darius gets it in. Nice pass from Josh Walker. Darius had to find the handle momentarily, but then he did get it in. You're going to get a foul away from the basketball here. Looks like an illegal screen.
I think it went against
on Cam Long.
Yep.
Yeah, you mentioned Mike Poindexter, one of the all-time great shooters in Colonel history. Another great shooter just a few feet away from us, Bob. A.J. Cardillero.
Yes, absolutely.
In the stands. I mean, a mere feet. It's probably only 10 or 15.
We can't reach out and touch it.
No,
I mean,
it's not that close.
Malbeck with it. Malbeck drives. The reason I stumbled on Johnson is I'm like, wait a minute, Johnson's 5.
Demetrius Johnson's 5, yes.
Malbeck with it. Gets it over to Poindexter. Eric dribbles inside the arc, now pulls it back, lost the ball, picks it back up. 2:22 to go in the opening quarter. Altavista's pushed back in front, 17-14. If you want to hear this game later on in the week, go to our YouTube channel, sponsored by Stellar's Chevrolet. Poindexter with the rock. Now over to Thornhill. Thornhill took a bit of a stop there and then drives in, lays it up, and Brantley Shields wants a timeout. We will stop play and take the timeout as well. 19-14 Altavista, 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced, with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
2 minutes till we reach the Subway halftime show. Bob Alvis, Kyle Haney, and KH, you mentioned in the break, certainly not the Boston Garden in here tonight.
Yeah, temperature seems a little bit low. I don't know if any of the players would break it down into a sweat or not. I'm sure they might be, but you and I are, we might have to start burning baseball bats for warmth or something.
Basketball belongs to Rustburg. Pilcher kicks off. The three-pointer from the corner, no good. Rebounded by Poindexter. Speaking of cold, Rustburg's been a little chilly here. They got the first two, and they haven't scored since.
Yeah, they've really gone into a funk, and give Altavista some credit. Coach Cardillero called a timeout. I really think the Colonels have tightened up their D since then. Johnson sticks to the lane, can't get it to fall. Ball was blocked. Ball is still loose. And jump ball, and the possession arrow reads Altavista. Good job by Eric Poindexter to get in there, mix it up, tie up the ball. You talked about Rustburg's going cold, shooting a little bit. Do you think Altavista going into a bit of a not as fast-paced offense is also kind of cooled Rustburg's Jets a little bit too? Yeah, maybe. Rustburg can't just come down and get the same kind of rhythm going. And I think Rustburg's been forced to shoot from a little bit further out. Earlier, they were getting a lot of points in the paint, not as many now. Going to get a foul on Altavista, an offensive foul away from the ball. And that one is on Darius Johnson. Don't know how many that is. Might be only one. I thought maybe it was two. Demetrius got one. Yeah, and it is definitely confusing. Although they don't really look alike, because Demetrius has got the hair grown out. Darius goes with the shaved head look. Pilcher, soft floater, no good. Rebound, Richard Hubbard. Pilcher, slow to get up, but he's getting back up the court. And there's two. Yeah. Charge taken there by number 15, Cam Long, as Darius Johnson trying to drive to the basket, just lowered the shoulder a little bit. Demetrius will spell brother Darius on the floor for Altavista. You've got Richard Hubbard, Eric Poindexter, Michi Malbeck, Juan Thornhill, and Demetrius Johnson. Kemble with the basketball. Now over to Richardson. Richardson almost tied up, but gets over to Kemble. Rustburg drives in. Nice play by Pilcher as he was guarded by Hubbard, who gives up a couple inches. And Pilcher just gets two to go in. Well, and Pilcher just sort of muscled his way in there, too, using the body to give himself a little bit more space. Colonel's lead has been cut down to 3, 19-16, 19 seconds left in the half, Bob.
Well, Colonels aren't going to be trailing. I'm going to go out on a limb on that one this break. Thornhill with it, looking for somewhere to go. Now over to Malbeck. Michi has the basketball between the circles. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Colonels can't get it off. That is not going to make the man with the black turtleneck very happy as we head to intermission. Intermission has come, though. It's the Subway halftime show where Altavista leads 19-16.
Good news from Altavista area apple markets. Check out these new in-store specials. 99 cents for any coffee or cappuccino. Trade wins and sweet leaf teas 2 for $1.50. And a 24-pack of Coke only $5.99. Or grab the 4-piece chicken tenders, fries, and garlic toast for just $4.99 at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. At Gateway, get half a pizza and a medium drink only $5.99. Visit the Apple Market convenience stores soon for these great deals.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Kyle Haney back here, and Kyle, we haven't mentioned the third man of our team much tonight, and we should, Nick Bailey, because I'm making him work like a crazy man tonight and driving him crazy at the same time.
Yeah, it takes a lot to put up with us, and he does it, and usually does it with a smile. Of course, I guess we don't know if he's smiling back there at the studio or not, but it sounds like he
frown
is.
That much.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think he frowns at all. I'm just saying some of the things we do could make him frown, and we would have no way of knowing back there. But we do know Nick is the best. We couldn't do it without him. Colonel's 3-point lead here at the Subway halftime show. It's been hard fought and really one of their lower scoring first half outputs of the year, Bob.
Yeah, Altavista does lead by 3 points. Pilcher, the only guy to score in the second quarter for Rustburg. He had 4 in that second quarter. You talk about people that smile a lot. Dan Stevens has a lot of reasons to smile right now in Heritage. I caught up with him the other night after the victory against the Brookville Bees. Let's hear what Dan Stevens had to say right here on the Subway halftime show.
Heritage with the big win over Brookville. Dan Stevens, he's got to like the numbers when he adds them up. Tonight, Coach, the number that's real important is you got a lot more than Brookville. What went right for you all?
We had a defensive effort for 32 minutes tonight, and it's really the first time we've been able to say that in this season. You know, they're a scrappy team. They play extremely hard, and they execute well, and we couldn't put them away easily, that's for sure. And we were going to have to continue with our intensity for 32 minutes in order to get a little separation, and once we did that, we got a lot of momentum, and things kind of snowballed in our favor. But it was just a consistency of effort on the defensive end for us.
Was the first half more about what you guys weren't doing or more about what Brookville was doing to make you guys do that?
They're a solid team, and there's not anybody that you can expect to come out to in this district and it's going to be easy. Yeah, it's not going to happen. And like I said, they execute very well. We did our best to try to slow Hogg down tonight, and they had some other guys hit some big shots for them early on. And I think the difference for us was just probably depth, and we wore them down a little bit.
Do you feel after last season the target is squarely back on the back of the Pioneers?
Well, I think we're one of them. Yeah, I think that Glass is going to be strong, and I think JF's going to be really strong. They've been pretty impressive up to this point. So we certainly feel like that we're a contender, and So, we welcome that because we have a high standard for ourselves. So we understand that the challenge is great, but we feel like we're up to it.
Individually, who stood out for you tonight from your group?
Yeah, I think a guy, Omar Jones, who hadn't started a lot of games for us, who ended up with the start tonight and got the call to guard Ben Hogg, and we think just did a tremendous job on him. And Omar he's an athletic kid, but he really was smart tonight and disciplined. He hit a big shot on the offensive end, didn't turn the ball over, and got big rebounds. And he was a really a guy who kind of got things going for us.
You return a lot of kids back from a team that went to the state Final Four last year. Obviously, it didn't end against Grafton the way you wanted it to. What do you feel like those kids have learned from last year, especially in the postseason run, that they are, already have going for them this year?
I think they have an understanding of how difficult it is to get to that point, and they also understand it's a long season. Because we review our season from last year. We were pretty bad for the first half of the year, and things kind of fell into place for us down the stretch. So, those guys, they know that the challenges get greater the further you go, but they also understand nothing is guaranteed, and they're going to have to continue to come together as a group in order to get back to that spot.
Coach, best of luck in the upcoming weeks.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Heritage got the win on Thursday against Brookville. Next week at Heritage High School, they'll take on EC Glass, and we always know what a big one that is. This is always a big game, too. Altavista leads Rustburg 19-16 at the break. Subway halftime show continues with some numbers after this timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
Don't you think it's time that your business account made you money? I'm Marion Marshall with First National Bank, and we've introduced a small business interest checking account that earns your business interest. That's right, interest. So for a progressive small business checking account, come to First National Bank today. We'll show how your business account will earn interest, and we'll provide you with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care. A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show. Altavista leads Rustburg 19-16 for the Red Devils. 5 points from Matt Kimball, 6 from Trajon Pilcher, 3 from Darius Logan, and 2 from Jordan Lawhorn. Colonels held Rustburg to only 4 points in that second quarter, Kyle.
Yeah, really did a defensive effort, turned up their defensive effort. I guess I should say 9-4, the scoring in that quarter. So the Colonels scored 10 in the first period, 9 in the second. It's not like Rustburg's doing a bad job at all defensively. I think it's just you got two coaches who are defensive sticklers. So, both teams are really getting after each other, making it difficult to score points.
7 points from Darius Johnson, 3 from Jacob McClure, 3 from Demetrius Johnson, 4 from Ron Thornhill, and 2 from Michi Malbeck. We'll take a timeout and come back with the second half of play after this 1-minute break on KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced, with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Kyle Haney on site, Nick Bailey. Had an important site, too, back at home base, punching all the right buttons. Altavista a little bit longer in the locker room than Rustburg. Kyle, what does your genius tell you that was about?
Oh, man. Genius is a word rarely described to use.
That's a good point. All right.
Rarely used to describe
your best guess?
The thoughts going on inside my head. I think, Coach Carlero, normally I don't think there's a whole lot of X's and O's getting changed in the locker room, but I think Altavista may have talked about some different ways of attacking that 2-3 zone, because that really slowed the Colonels down, and Rustburg has been switching back and forth between some man and some zone. That 2-3 zone has really, caused Altavista to have to put the brakes on a little bit as far as scoring goes. Red
Devils to our right, Colonels to our left now, and Richard Hubbard, we'll call him Mr. Pickpocket for that play. He comes away with a steal. Thornhill over to Michi in the corner. Also, I feel like as Hubbard fires a three and Richard hits that one off the front iron, no good. Good shooters just keep shooting it, though, and that's what Richard has been doing here tonight. Rustburg with the basketball. Jump stop, in and out on three by Long. Rebounded by Altavista. I think you can tell the Colonels' IQ wasn't totally there in the first half because they didn't get a shot off to end the half, and I think that's not problematic, but you can just tell Altavista's not there totally. Thornhill second try won't go down either. Darius Johnson gets the stick back.
Good perseverance there. Juan had a couple looks at it up close, couldn't get it in. Then Darius Johnson was there to finally put it back up and in for the 2 points. You're right. It seems like maybe Altavista, maybe they're a little slower because it's a Saturday game, no school. Maybe it was a game last night. Who knows? But it does seem like they're maybe just a step off. They still lead 21-16.
Pilcher goes baseline, but they're going to call a foul. And it's going to be a two-shot foul.
It's not that Altavista's played terrible.
No.
They're just...
I think that went against Michi.
Yeah.
His second.
Yeah, it's just you bring up a good point. To not get a shot off before the buzzer sounds there at halftime does say a lot, because normally that's something Altavista has done repeatedly this year. First free throw, no good by Pilcher.
Well, and another thing is, too, Mike Carlero talked about 3 and 4 days. You worry about the physical fatigue.
Yeah.
Mental fatigue also goes along with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm tired.
Oh, I can tell.
It's a joke. Pilcher. Second shot is up. Second shot is in. 21-17.
I was just going to say that, Bob.
I know you were.
They actually gave the point to Altavista. If you look up on the scoreboard, it says 22-16. Now they've changed it. My eagle eye was on top of it. They must have heard us. They've got an earpiece in.
Probably pointed it out as well. He's one of the best in the biz when it comes to keeping everything kosher at that scorer's table. Poindexter with it. Now over to Hubbard. Hubbard finds Darius. Johnson backs down, and offensive foul. That's 3. I'll tell you what, I don't know if Pilcher's in the drama club at Rustburg, but he took the contact.
Yes.
Then kind of went down after, the second.
Yeah.
Hey, credit Pilcher.
Right. He looked like a bit of a delayed reaction there from Pilcher. I don't know if we'll go so far as to use the word flop, but
I won't. Apparently you just did.
Good acting nonetheless, and it picks up the third foul for Darius Johnson, I believe.
Matt Kimball, that is his third,
yeah,
according to my notes again. Kimball over to Logan. Logan gets it inside. Couple stops for number 10, Hendricks. He can't get the fall out. This is coming the other way.
21-17, Colonels lead. Thornhill up for 2. He's fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the free throw line. And I'll tell you, Bob, Altavista didn't get to the free throw line as much as they normally do there in the first half. That's another reason for just the 19 points.
That foul's on Long. first to the second half for Rustburg. And Thornhill will shoot 2. Well, we saw Brantley Shields taking the game in last night, so I'm sure he wasn't just, bored on a Friday night. There was a reason for him being there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm sure he got a good scouting report last night.
22-17. Juan Wunk make it 23-17. Gets that second tap. Demetrius can't get the fall. Rebounded by Rustburg. Now Pilcher with it. Pilcher can't get the fall, but he's going to be fouled. Pilcher, don't know that he had the greatest dribbling on that in terms of what he wanted to do, but Poindexter helps bail him out, and it's only Eric's first, I believe.
Yeah, Pilcher got going a little bit fast there. He may not have made the layup, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He gets sent to the foul line.
But, when you're going fast, sometimes the smartest thing is to look for the nearest guy in the opposite jersey and just, I'm not saying run into him, but try to get them to touch you.
Right. Yeah, it was a smart play by Pilcher. 22-17. Colonels lead. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. Bob, third quarter brought to you by Apple Markets of Altavista, a proud sponsor of Colonel Sports.
Colonels get the rebound. Demetrius Johnson with it. Rustburg has been a little stagnant here offensively, and you would think that makes the ones at the stripe much more important.
Certainly.
Thornhill to the free throw line. Jacob McClure, Juan Thornhill, Michi Malbeck, Richard Hubbard, and Demetrius Johnson in the game. Thornhill over to Malbeck. Malbeck to Hubbard. Hubbard was going one way. Ball went the other. Richard hadn't gone that way. He was going too far and got back and caught it. McClure with it over to Richard Hubbard.
Red Devils in a man-to-man defense now, Bob, and they're... Again, really making it tough on Altavista. Colonels are going to set up a set play. Juan Thornhill playing the role of point guard right now.
Less than 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Clock just rolls under that. It's now at 4:53. Malbeck with it. Malbeck drives in, cut off, back out to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill, free throw line jumpers up and 10.
Took some contact, too, afterwards. Hit the deck. Got it to go in. 24-17. Colonels stretch that lead out.
Altavista up by 7. Old football score right there. Malbeck. They'll get called for a hold. Michi's third.
Well, it's a football kind of night with all the football coaches we've seen in the house tonight, Bob.
And one from Rustburg coming soon, you would think they want to get that guy in sooner than later.
Eric Poindexter going to check in for Michi Malbeck. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say he joins Demetrius Johnson, Jacob McClure, Juan Thornhill, and Richard Hubbard.
3 for Rustburg's not going to fall. Rebound by Demetrius. And with the way things are now with the VHSL changing practices rules, there's really no off-season for anybody anymore, with the exception of a 2-week period here and there.
Yeah.
Thornhill drives in, gives it to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson sticks it up and in, and one.
And that got the crowd pumped up. That got Juan Thornhill pumped up. Thornhill really helped create it, slashing to the basket. And he just sort of hands it off to Demetrius Johnson, who had a better angle.
So long.
Yep. Brantley Shields wants to take a timeout before the free throw.
Full 1 minute timeout. We'll take the 60-second break with them. 26-17 Altavista with 4:19 to go in the third on WKDE.
Installing Atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted Atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29, Altavista.
I'm Todd Hall, president of First National Bank. For over 100 years, we have proudly served our customers in Central Virginia, and we're excited about continuing to provide financial solutions into the future. At First National Bank, our focus is on you, the customer, and delivering a very high level of service is our top priority. In fact, our employees are empowered to make decisions that provide you an extraordinary customer experience. So stop in one of our 8 local branches and give us a try. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
4 minutes and 19 seconds remain in this third quarter. Demetrius Johnson at the stripe for one, looking to make it a 10-point lead for Altavista. second quarter of play to now, and the Red Devils have scored 3 points.
Yeah.
5 points, I'm sorry.
Altavista really has stepped up their defensive effort. Free throw good by Demetrius Johnson. Everybody's here tonight in this one, Bob. We even saw our old friend Ace Eubank.
And we never really mentioned him, and we should for the 50 years of coverage, because he helped us out quite a bit.
And absolutely, and he's at most of the games. We just don't get a chance to talk to him as much at home.
Yeah, at home we're Kenny Hunt fans, and that's pretty much it.
We're in the crow's nest at home.
Long with it over to Logan. Back out to Pilcher. Pilcher had Kimball open on the right block for a moment. Pilcher gets inside and gets it up and in. So Pilcher's going to have a shot to score without the clock moving.
Yeah, and that's important for Rustburg right now. They trail. Nice individual effort there. Spin move right around the foul line and got to the basket. Took some contact, got it to go. Pilcher's had mixed results from the foul line, but he's been getting there a bunch, Bob.
Well, you don't just go in the restaurant, though, without eating. You would like to knock him down.
Oh, that's a good one. And he does knock it down. 27-20 now. Cuts into Altavista's lead. Colonel's still up 7. 3:40 remaining here in the Apple Market third quarter.
McClure is going to get called for an offensive foul. The arm swung, and depending on how you look at it, Darius Logan was either in the right place or the wrong place.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe another little bit of an acting job there or not, but the foul gets called against McClure.
I think that one might have been legit.
Yeah, I believe he's got 3.
I mean, I don't think Logan needs to go to the dentist tomorrow to check and see if all the teeth are there, but
I think it just clipped the chin a little bit there.
And, we're big boxing fans. Sometimes it takes a clip, and that does more damage than a real solid thing. Pilcher drives it in with the pass to Hendricks. Three-pointer by Rustburg, and that's going to bounce around and fall down for Long. So a 10-point game is now dwindled to 4. Quickly. 27-23, McClure with it again. Logan that time kind of even backed up a little bit when McClure got the ball. Poindexter with it. Now over to Thornhill. Now back to Poindexter. Now over to Hubbard.